Hey guys, so I promised this video in my top 10 heroes video. Now, at the end of the video, I actually meant to show you a picture of the screen that you see right now, but Snagit was not working very well, so that didn't happen. Sorry about that, but this video is actually coming out way earlier than I expected. So these are the top 10 forgotten Mario Kart tracks. The ones that just simply left our minds and we don't really think about that much. I do have a couple rules for the video. I'm only going to be counting tracks that have been used once, with the exception of one track that has been used once, but I think it only was used just because they ran out of tracks to use. There can't be any Mario Kart 8 Double Dash or Wii Karts tracks because they're all unforgettable, and no Super Mario Kart tracks because they would span the list. So we're only looking at Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario Kart DS, and Mario Kart 7. Number 10, N64 Wario Stadium. Starting off the list is it is the only Nintendo 64 course that has not been used to date. I don't know why it hasn't been used, and I'm actually a little surprised that it hasn't, considering how much people seem to make a fuss over it. I mean, it's a very good course. A lot of Wario, in fact, all the Wario courses are very good courses. And, I mean, it's definitely going to make an appearance in Mario Kart 9. If it doesn't, Nintendo's going to have to brace themselves for a lot of fan rage, because I don't think people are too happy about them using tracks over and over again. Except for Baby Park. They seem to pull that one off. Number 9, Yoshi Desert. Well, now, a lot of Game Boy tracks are going to be on this list, and Yoshi Desert's on here because it seems like desert courses seem to just kind of not really be remembered, except for Dry Desert. I actually think that was a very great course. But, I mean, there wasn't even a new desert course in Mario Kart 7 to begin with. And Bone Dry Dunes is very, very forgettable. I mean, that's the one that I always forget about when I'm counting the Mario Kart 8 Special Cup. Anyway, this course seems to be particularly unforgettable. And I know, like, a desert course and a Yoshi course mixed together, that must be a good formula, but I don't know. Actually, a Wario course and a desert course would look really cool together. Kind of want to see that in Mario Kart 9. Alright, number 8, Wario Shipyard. Now, I did say a lot about how Wario courses are unforgettable, but this Wario course, Wario Shipyard, come on. I mean, it definitely did slip a ton of people's minds, considering that there's way bigger ones like Wario Coliseum and Wario Stadium, both of them that they have to put up with constantly, and this one just seems like a course you just go through just because it's in a Grand Prix. People hardly ever use it if they're on Versus. Number 7, Rosings. Well, I think it was great that they're giving Rosalina a track, but I do think that a Rosalina circuit where you're actually on the planets would be better. However, the problem with this track is probably just the fact that it's mixed in with the Special Cup, and people don't really remember it that well. I mean, snow courses in general can be a little forgetful. That's what I said about desert courses, but I think a lot of those courses can be forgettable. It's just seeming to fall away, I mean, people don't really remember it. And I've only seen it predicted in one video. Number 6, Daisy Hills. Okay, so there are a lot of 3DS tracks on this list. Even though it's a great game, I do think a lot of the tracks are just kind of boring. I mean, not a lot, actually. A couple. The ones that I'm listing. This one in particular, I mean, most Daisy tracks can seem to be a little weird, like Daisy Circuit. But this track definitely takes the cake for being the weirdest, seeing as how we drive on 2 hills. Generally, when they say something and then something else plural, there's a lot of that something else. Like, for example, Flump Ruins. There's a lot of ruins in the background. It's not just, one thing. Like, here, we only have 2 hills. I mean, seriously. I would have liked to see a more bumpy course, hence the name, Daisy Hills. But I guess that's not what they wanted to do. Number 5, Riverside Park. So, yeah. this one, I don't know. I feel like the problem with GBA is that they take a course, and it was a really good idea, but then they make another course very, very similar to that course, and one of them usually ends up taking the upper hand. In this case, Lakeside Park definitely took the cake, seeing as how there was lava in the background. Now, this course does have a jump in it. Back in those days, a jump was a huge thing. Probably why Mario Circuit 2 is the only SNES track people remember, apart from SNES Rainbow Road, because Nintendo keeps on shoving it down our throats. But anyway, this track, Riverside Park, I mean, I hardly ever play on it, and I have Super Circuit, but it just seems like, a very meh course. It's not that great of a course, and people forget about it a lot. Number 4, Snowland. So another GBA track. And like I said earlier with Roseland's Ice World, snow levels are very forgettable. And this one definitely is super, super forgettable. I mean, people hardly ever remember this. I mean, it did make number 10 on Nathaniel Bandy's top 10 coolest Super Circuit tracks, but it made number 10 out of all 20. I mean, it definitely just seems to not really fit in with everything else. And I mean, it is one of those courses where it's not really a cloned course, but it is very bland, and I don't really like it. 3 is Shroom Ridge. So Shroom Ridge is one of the only courses from the DS that hasn't been used. But there are there's 5 courses from the DS that haven't been used. 3 of them have perfectly good excuses, and the other one probably won't be used, considering it wasn't used in Mario Kart 8, where it perfectly belongs, like a figure 8 circuit, The other 3 are Rainbow Road, Bowser Castle, and Mario Circuit. I don't think those have become nostalgic enough to be used again, except for maybe Mario Circuit, which I actually predicted. But anyway, this track, it just seems very bland. I mean, they call it Shroom Ridge, and I was a little confused with the name. I thought, did they forget to add in the MU? Mushroom Ridge, would that have made more sense? But I don't know. I hardly even count it as a Toad track because they said Shroom, and even though Wario did call it Toad Shroom, I don't know. Number 2, Cheep Island. Now, another course where it just there's 2 courses just like it, and one definitely takes the upper hand. That one being Shy Guy Beach, which was used on the second opportunity that it could be used, which was in the Wii. It was used again, and it was actually a pretty good course. Now, Shy Guy Beach, the thing about it is the music's the exact same, the concept is the exact same. I actually favor this course over the other one because I love the beautiful sunset that really does show off the Game Boy's capabilities. I mean, they have this whole bragging thing that we can render 2 backgrounds. Well, it's not as good as rendering one really good background, but still. I mean, I think they did a great job with the background. It just looks really, really good. And the cheepcheeps are a nice touch. I mean, why else would they call it Cheep Cheep Island? But I just really like this course, but I feel like it is very forgotten. Now, taking number 1 on our list is a course that has been used, but only once, and probably not because it's a famous course. Number 1 is, sadly enough, from the N64, Koopa Troopa Beach. I feel very bad for this course. The music in this course is very sad to me. It sends a message that, hey, this is a course that you have to get through, and we're sorry that we couldn't have made you a better course. We know with 3D that would have been cool, but sorry. The shortcut in this course is actually the only thing people remember. I mean, I didn't even actually know its name. I just knew, oh, hey, that's the course with that one really hard to get shortcut. It was way easier to access in the 3DS version, but I feel like it was only used in the 3DS version just because they wanted to use some N64 courses and not use the ones that maybe they should save for TV console games that would look better. I do also think that Mario Kart 7, they used a lot of retro courses that they just kind of used because they were left. I mean, of course, a lot of the retro courses get underrated because they're dealing with Waluigi Pinball, which everybody was excited to see, Airship Fortress, and they added the 3 most popular Wii courses, which is Coconut Mall, Koopa Cape, and Maple Treeway, and Mushroom Gorge, which is like, I don't really like that course, but it's still pretty good. But it just had so much to compete against, and it kind of fell behind. I mean, I feel like this one and the other N64 courses fell behind. Considering that would actually not be very... I mean, I don't really blame it, considering that the Mario Kart 7 was the only game that has not used at least 4 N64 courses. Which is actually really funny, considering that there have been 4 games where N64 courses... I mean, there have been 4 games where retro N64 courses have been used, and that's leading to the horrible fact that they only have 1 left to use, which we mentioned earlier. So anyway, Koopa Troopa Beach, it just feels like a very forgotten course. That's why I put it at number 1. Every time I play this course, I feel bad for it. I just feel like more could have been done with it. And, I think it's good. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to me and Nathaniel Bandy. Brand Sins, that's a new one. If you don't really like profanity, they bleep out all their words, but they don't really, care. Michael Hickok's films, he's the Lego animator that I am subscribed to. Branson's is actually very funny, by the way. So is Nathaniel Bandy. And upcoming videos. Lego Shark Attack. That's been on here twice. I actually have not started on that yet. Sorry. I'll probably get to that this weekend, but I don't know. And I'm going to be starting something called a Who Did Better series, where I take multiple groups of something that did the same thing and decide who did better. So, for some of my ideas, I'm thinking about doing Mario Kart and who did better on the retro tracks, and New Super Mario Bros. Who did better, So just keep an eye out for those. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.